Hello everyone and welcome back to Closets Gaming. Today we are going to take a look at Oddmar. This mobile platformer promises fun gameplay in great looking graphics and a fun story. Whether it can deliver on these promises is the question we will try to answer today. Oddmar is available as a free demo version on the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store. If you didn't like it, you can then buy it for €4.99. So, first, I'd like to start with an apology. I've been slacking off a bit with my reviews, but I just had real life stuff going on and I couldn't really focus on gaming. But nonetheless, let us now take a look at Oddmar. At its core, Oddmar is a pretty standard platformer with a little bit of combat incorporated in. If you played any, and I seriously mean any platformer in your life, you know what to expect from Oddmar. You jump, and you do a bit of fighting. That's all. Sometimes you will just jump on the ground, sometimes on platforms that fall away once you stand on them, and other times it's from a whine to a whine. All of that is something you've likely experienced 100 times before. And the same can be said about the combat. You can either kill your enemies by either jumping on their heads or by using your weapons to smash them. But then, why should you choose Oddmar? What makes it stand out in the plethora of similar games? Is the implementation. Oddmar takes all of these mechanics and puts them in one neat package that is very fun. And it does add a little bit on top to be truthful. Sometimes you get to ride a mount that significantly alters the platforming experience. For example, you get to ride a squirrel that provides you with the option of a quadruple jump. Yes, a quadruple jump. Double jump is something that can be seen quite often in games, but a quadruple jump? Man, I don't think I've seen that very often. And on the combat side of things, the creators of Oddmar decided to go with the route of upgrading to spice things up. The upgrades actually provide you with quite significant changes to how you are able to tackle the challenges up ahead. For example, you get this hammer that gives you the power of the wind. So if you ever find yourself overwhelmed, you can just attack multiple times to create this gust of wind all around you, giving you that bit of space you just might need. Or on the more defensive side of things, you get, for example, a shield that allows you to freeze your enemies in a block of ice for a little while. And that's pretty much all I have to say about the mechanics of Oddmar. The rest is up to you to discover during your gameplay. But I haven't talked about the most important thing. How does it feel when you play? Pretty good actually. The platforming is quick and fun, but challenging at times. The combat, while simplistic, forces you to stop and change the pace of the game for a little while. All of that is good. I do have one complaint though. Sometimes the movement feels a bit floaty. I really don't have a better word to describe it, but what I mean by it is the fact that the character sometimes feels like he's moving a bit longer than you'd expect him to. I guess it makes sense that he has a bit of inertia, but nowadays platformers are usually built with the precise controls in mind, and if you're an avid platformer player, this might come as a bit of a surprise to you and take a bit of time to get used to. But apart from that one thing, Oddmar is very fun to play, especially for a game that is on your mobile phone. Seriously, mobile gaming is evolving at such a brisk pace that is just incredible, and Oddmar is a prime example that mobile games aren't just silly little things you play on the toilet anymore. A big part of what makes Oddmar more than just a toilet game is the fact that the developers decided to implement the story. And a good story, instead of sticking with no story at all or just using some generic story we have heard 1,000 times. But sadly, I really can't present the story in a way that would showcase it without really spoiling it for you guys. What I can do is point out the strengths and weaknesses of the story and how it is presented to you. So the way it is presented is through little cutscenes that play at the end of many levels, and partially the story is actually presented through the gameplay itself. which I find to be a very good way of doing it. And in terms of the strengths and weaknesses, I actually found mostly only strengths. The story's artwork is just amazing. It was funny, yet presented the characters in a positive way and showed that heroism is the way to be. And I find that to be a very positive message. If there was something I would improve in terms of the storytelling, it's the voice acting. Not that it's bad, but I did feel that a better voice actor for the narrator specifically would immensely improve immersion. Moving up to the graphics, man, lately I've been seeing more and more mobile games with really great graphics. And Oddmar is just a prime example of exactly that. Both the cutscenes and the gameplay itself is just awesome graphically. Not only just more than professional looking, but just filled with the love of the artists. I especially love the way they animated the main character, giving him tons of tiny little movements. Like this one time when he's on a platform with balloons, and if you stand with him on the front edge, he stands there like a naval captain. And there are just so many more examples of how they decided to make him into a fun and lovable character. Just great job. Then we have the music. And while the music is actually great, I think that music in mobile games will actually come to a pretty big problem, and Oddmar made that problem very clear for me. I haven't really cared about the music. Either I was playing the game while commuting, listening to my own music in the headphones, or I was playing in environments where having sound on wasn't really an option because it would be impolite. So, good music, but honestly, kind of a waste. And in terms of performance, I've played Oddmar on an Asus Zenfone Max Pro, a $250 low mid-range phone, and the game ran flawlessly and never crashed for me. So I don't see any issues here at all. So, in conclusion, Oddmar is a great platformer that would get my praise if it got released for PC or consoles. And the fact that it's a mobile game doesn't change that at all. If anything, it actually makes it a bit more amazing. I would like it if the movement felt a bit more precise and the voice acting was a tiny bit better. But for $5, you are still getting one heck of a mobile game. If you're looking for something to play on your phone, Oddmar is a great choice. So that's it for today, guys. Hope you liked the review, and if you did, please consider giving us a thumbs up here on YouTube and subscribe to the channel. And comment if you have anything you would like to add. See you guys later with more gaming content.